Any product such as Access that supports QBE has a set of built-in functions or calculations that are done by the product for you. So you can see a list of those here, and most of these probably look familiar to you if you've ever used the built-in functions that are in spreadsheets as well. But we can have our queries do built-in things such as create counts for us, find sums, average, and so on. So let's look at an example of how that would work. We can create a query and use a function that will find for us how many customers Rep 15 represents. So if I were going to do that, then I would want the fields on my design grid down here to be customer number and rep number, because I'm looking to see how many customers Rep 15 represents. So of course we have to have a way to say Rep 15, and then we need a way to count the number of customers, so we can use that customer number to do that. To have the ability to use those built-in functions, we need to make sure to click the Totals button here on the Query Tools Design tab, and clicking it one time will show us that total row in our design grid. And you can see that by default, under each field that we have included, it now says total group by. So if what we are doing is asking for the number of customers that Rep 15 represents, we want a count of customers where the rep number is 15. So 15 becomes our criteria. So we're looking for rep number that has to be 15. And then we want to count the number of customers where that rep number is 15. And I don't even have to show rep number on my query. All I want to see is that count. So now when I click run, you can see that my response is 4, which means that there are 4 customers represented by rep number 15. Another example might be where we want to find the average balance of all customers of rep 15. So I'm going to create another query. And again, we are using that customer table. And from that customer table, we are going to, for finding the average balance, we'll of course need the balance field. And then again, we are going to use that rep number field. And again, I'm going to turn on that show total row. But here we are looking where to find the average balance. That is one of our functions. And again, we want that rep number to have a criteria of 15. So now when we run it, we can see that the average balance of customers of Rep 15 is $2,851.59. We can also use functions in combination with grouping, where our calculations might affect groups of records. And grouping is just creating groups of records that share some common characteristics. And if we want to use access to group records, we would select the group by operator in the total row. So going back to our example where we are looking for the average balance for all customers of each rep in this time, then we'll still need the balance field as well as the rep number field. But we're not looking for specifically Rep 15, so I can remove that criteria. And we're still looking for the average for the balance here. But maybe I want to group by reps, so I can look at all the balance, the average balance of Rep 1, followed by Rep 2, followed by Rep 3, and so on. So to do that, I can simply use the group by function. So I'm grouping our results by rep number, and we're going to see the average of each. And when I run, then we can now see the average balances. The one thing that I would need to change to correct this particular query would be to, in this case, show that rep number field, and you can see that they are here grouped by rep number.